there was some lapses with security. And maybe I can pass that question to Lanting, who's present, who actually offers those security personnel, as rightly mentioned earlier, to protect the company, the guests, and the assets.
Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, it showed in the video that the gunman is very familiar with the place because he knows where to go and where the chips are. Do you have an idea in your very knowledge of how many times this gunman had been in the Resort World?
Your Honor, the gunman has been a member, was a member of, for a player in our casino.
And that's the reason why he can enter and your security did not even bother to ask or say, search for what he's bringing? Your
Honor, he was a member in back in 2015, and as of April 3, 2017, he has been banned from entering the casino. As you know, as you can see in the video, when he entered the casino, he was already in kind of full battle gear with a bonnet, so there's. At that point, there's no way for us to already. He was already brandishing his M4.
So, Mr. Chair, maybe that's also one of the reasons why he is that relaxed and you know, parang kalmado siya na pumasok. And maybe yung security guard na babae, kilala na siya. And reasons perhaps that he could just enter the property. Admit po, no? Ang aadmitin mo lang dito. Reason bakit hindi na siya kinapkapan is familiar na po kayo doon sa tao. Tama?
Your Honor, if you look at the video, she tried to stop the gunman, except at that, because the gunman bypassed the metal detector and she ran after the gunman. But at that point...
Sa video pong nakita ko, na lumampas siya, nakita niya lang na hindi siya nagpa-search. Kaya hinabol siya ng security, ng lady security. Ano po, ganun yun siguro, familiar siya dun sa tao, kilala siya, at nakita niya lang na may backpack, hindi siya nagpa-search, and that's the reason why hinabol siya. So, familiar na yung taong yon. Kasi you have a record perhaps that itong gunman na to ay malimit na siyang pumunta doon. So, just admit yes or no lang.
No, because Your Honor, when he crossed the metal detector, naka-bonnet na ho siya. So, hindi nyo makikita yung mukha niya.
Na-monitor nyo na naka-bonnet na. And yet, ang security nyo, iisa, babae pa. Then, yung pong inyong security, sinabi mo kanina, papauwi na, kaya nakachinelas lang siya. Is this the kind of, yung parang protocol, or diba yung mga dress code nyo, na kahit pauwi na, parang it's very hard for us to believe, no?
Okay. Time is up. That's the last question. Please answer.
Yes. Yung hong si Mr. Jun Kinol na nakahawak ng baril, he was on his way home when he had to come back. So he was not on duty.
Mr. Chair, pwedeng makahabol isang last question.
Okay, last question.
Importante. Because we receive reports that there are jewelries, there are monies of the game of the players that were lost during that particular event or incident. May na-recover ba kayo ng mga alahas or pera? At ano po ito? Na-report nyo na rin ba ito?
Your Honor, kinordon off yung area by the police, so we cannot actually enter the place. Until now, it's still cordoned off.
Thank you. So that will be the last question. We will have to observe the 3-minute rule. Sa dami po magtatanong, abot na ng 150 minutes. The next will be the Honorable Eugene Michael De Vera.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will read to you the question of the Honorable Congressman Aurelio Dong Gonzales. And ito po yun. How come po hindi sinabihan ng mga CCTV na may fire exit pala doon sa tabi ng kwarto kung saan nakulong yung iba? Dapat po, nagradyo na para nakalabas sila na nasa loob. At hindi na dapat lumaki ang sunog kung may advance message na. That's the question of the Honorable Gonzales. To the Resorts World representatives, please.
Respond, please. The Honorable Gonzalez's wife was a victim, no? Yes. Proceed, Mr. Seer.
Your Honor, as mentioned earlier, as of 12:33, most of the cameras are already not working, and it was already clouded first of all, the fumes already clouded the view, and then at 12:33, most of the cameras are already not working. So hindi na talaga akong makikita.
Mr. President, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. President, please answer these questions candidly. Okay, as far as the fire prevention is concerned, no? Number one, do you have a well-maintained sprinkler system?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have a well-maintained addressable fire detection and alarm system, FDAS or FIDAS, with public address paging?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have an organized fire command center which shall be located at the ground floor or directly accessible at public way, and the room shall be sealed and protected?
Your Honor, let me just... Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have a well-maintained smoke control system? Number one, pressurization of all stairwell to provide fresh air during evacuation of occupants at fire exit stairs.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have a smoke evacuator or extractor to extract poisonous gases at hallways and corridors to prevent suffocation of all occupants?
Yes, Your Honor.
Bakit maraming namatay?
Your Honor, as we presented earlier, there were 12,100 guests and employees who were able to evacuate. No? Yes, it's very unfortunate that there were 5 fatalities. What complicated the matter was not the fire, but what was the gunfire, which struck fear. Is usually ang normal reaction ng tao. Kung may sunog, tatakbo ka away from the sunog. But in this case, hindi nga ho sila lumabas sa kwarto because of fear. Because may bala ho eh. May baril. In fact, we showed you that naglagay ho nga ng bag ng bala doon sa table, nakatabi ng kwarto where a lot of people perished, no? To give the impression that maraming hong gunman. Because even while the gunman was away from that area, pumuputok ho yung bala. So, I believe that was what happened. No? Yung the other thing that happened was on the second floor, may naka-display yung BMW. And because of the heat, and this should be confirmed by a Bureau of Fire, no? Apparently, parang sumabog yata yung tangke, gas tank, no? Which we confirmed with BMW has around 10 liters of fuel. 52 liters so dapat yun, no? So it has around 10 liters, konti lang. But sumabog siya, and there are pictures that can show that yung gulong niya natunaw. Remember, yung gulong produces a lot of toxic fumes, eh. So that added to the complication and smoke, no?
From the Bureau of Fire is General Baruelo there. General Baruelo.
Sir, Senior Superintendent Quancho, sir, the Regional Director of the DFP NCR.
Why is not the General Baruelo there, the Chief Fire?
Ako nagawa may Zoom. Vice mo takayan ko eh.
Sir, I'm Chief Superintendent Banyago. I'm representing General Baruelo.
Why is he not here?
He has a prior commitment, sir.
Chairman, you gave us the impression that you were the Director of Bureau of Fire Protection, and di pala, well, prior commitment while Congress investigates the death of 37 people. What prior commitment is that? May I find out, Mr. Chairman, so that we can subpoena him also. He is being invited by Congress. Where is he?
I was just sent by him, sir, to represent the Bureau.
May I move that the
Subpoena.
Siocos order be issued to Baruela to explain why he should not be cited for contempt.
There's a motion, duly seconded, the chairing objections. The motion is approved. And in the future hearings, he will be make sure that he's present.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, to wind up, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, please.
Trying to wind up.
This is your last.
From the Bureau of Fire, do you confirm the statements made by the Resorts World management that indeed they complied with the requirements of the fire code? Do you confirm?
Sir, I cannot confirm with the statement considering that there was no fire safety inspection conducted on that burn area. But during the course of our ocular inspection and investigation, we found out that there are fire protective appliances installed in the burning area, sir. Then the BMW tank, due to the expansion of gases, the cover was the plan that being released, sir. It's the yun yung pinakamadaling bumigay, sir. Hindi ho yung the tank, but the cover. Yun ho yung wala na nung nag-ocular inspection kami, sir. Kaya the expansion of gases causes the cover to explode, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. So the next member that would like to ask her questions is the Honorable Tricia Velasco Catera.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. First off, I would like to ask President Sian of Resorts World, who was the person who manned the first room of the CCTV room?
Your Honor, may I direct the question to my colleague here?
The on-duty director at that time was Mr. Christopher Baviera.
Okay, so Mr. Christopher, was he trained to monitor, to how to determine if there's a suspicious-looking person coming in the resort, the casino? Is he duly trained?
Yes, the video shows that the assailant was coming with bonnet already.
Yes.
So the cameras were already focused.
On him.
And then the escalation protocol was already done.
Yeah.
And then we've been following the assailant since the time he entered.
Okay, sir. So you were following the movements of the assailant since the time he was entering. Did you immediately report the movements to the PNP?
The escalation protocol was to the members of the security team. So I was alerted by Director Cabrera, and then I forwarded also he narrated what happened,
yes.
And then within 1 minute, I forwarded the message I called the head of security.
The head of security. So how long did the head of security take? How long did it take for the head of the security to call or to tell the PNP, hey, this guy is going around suspicious looking with a bonnet?
May I direct that question to Armin?
Yes, sir.
As mentioned earlier, all information from the surveillance I've been receiving, I am passing to emergency reaction team, Mr. Bernard Cahigas, and the rest I communicate to the PNP, specifically General Apolinario.
Mr. General Apolinario, can you
yes,
confirm
sir.
this?
Sir, actually, when I arrived at the scene, our Armin is already there, in fairness to Armin. And I think Mr. Kingston is already there, and Mr. Gray. They are both actually wearing bullet vests. And most of the people that we were able to get out and save was actually passed. The information was passed by Armin, and he gave us some guide. So even if I didn't know that there was a second CCTV room, I sort of have a feeling that they know where the people were, because they were giving us directions where to go and giving us guides. So I just don't know if it's real time or not. But the people that I mentioned a while ago that we saved was because they gave us that information and they gave us the guide.
Okay, thank you, General. Follow-up question. So how long did it take for that person to vacate the CCTV room since the start of the incident?
Footage showed that they vacated the room at 12:20. That was the time when the gunman was already at our strong room, firing multiple gunshots. But the other room was already operational that time prior to the evacuation.
Where is the CCTV room located? Is it near the place where the gunman was, located or going around?
Yes. It approximately around or less than 20 meters away only.
Okay, thank you. So another question, thank you. How long did it take for who was able to get the bodies, the cadavers? Sino po? Bureau of Fire and Protection po ba yan?
Between 5 to 6 a.m. in the morning, ma'am, our firefighters able to see some bodies, in particular along the Jedi area and the high limits area. So immediately there was information. There was an attempt of our firefighter to assess if the body along the hallway was still breathing. But unfortunately, he was not anymore breathing. And the retrieval operation started. I cannot exactly remember the time, but the retrieval operation started when some of the area is already cleared of heavy smoke, and bodies are already being seen by some of the first responders who responded to the burnt area, particularly the casino gaming area.
So it took like 5-6 hours before you were able to recover all the bodies?
Yes, ma'am. As I said, it's between 5 to 6 a.m. I think I cannot exactly remember the exact time, but retrieval operation started already when it started in the morning already.
Yeah, it took so long. Why did it take so long po?
The operation that was conducted by our firefighters, we initially conducted a horizontal ventilation for the smoke to go out and that firefighters can be able to penetrate. I myself is the one leading the operation wearing my breathing apparatus, but still unfortunate, ma'am, that the intense heat and the heavy smoke prevented us to enter right after that there was a clearance already from the PNP that the gunman is not anymore at the second floor.
Okay, sir. It was said earlier that the guy only burned the casino tables. Did it cause that much heat?
Well, I've seen these CCTV footages, ma'am, and there are 5 locations, and the first 3 tables that was being burned did not prosper, or the fire did not progress. Only on the last area where the gunman burned a chair with a foam insulation that causes the fire to spread. And other than that, yun pong kabilang chair naman na sinindihan niya based on the footage, yun po yung lumaki. But on the Jedi area and the high limits area where we can find the bodies, hindi ho sunog yung area at yung table po na sinunog ay ang apoy naman po ay namatay, hindi naman po nag-prosper.
Okay, sir. So you said that the fire didn't prosper in that area where you found the bodies. So bakit hindi pa rin nakuha? You said earlier it was because of the intense heat.
1 more minute.
Okay. You said earlier it was because of the intense heat. Now you're telling me that the fire where the bodies were found did not prosper, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Other than the intensive, as I said, the heavy smoke, the thick smoke prevented our firefighters, even if we are wearing the breathing apparatus, ma'am, because we just eliminate the risk of inhaling toxic gases out of the breathing apparatus. But again, the intensity of the heat prevented us from going nearer. So the familiarization of our firefighters in that area are not that so good because we're not able to do inspections in that area. So again, our firefighters are not familiar with the area.
Mr. Chair, I only have one question left. For the remaining period of my time, can I defer to Kong Junior Cortina? She has follow-up question. Yeah, this is okay.
Can you just save for her so that we do not pass it on?
Sige, anyway. Last question, sir. During the time you retrieved the bodies, reports said that there are people who lost jewelries, personal effects. May nakita po ba kayong mga naiwan doon ng mga jewelries, yung mga nakasuot sa mga ano po na sawi? Meron po ba? Or were you able to recover it and give it back to the family of the deceased?
Our team from the BFP are not the first to retrieve the body. In fact, one body that was lying in the hallway, when we found out, he has still a watch. But again, when we go back, wala na ho siyang watch, no? So hindi ho ako masyadong may alam tungkol dun sa mga. In fact, I was accosted by one of the reporter that there was some items lost and that firefighters are responsible of the loss of the item. But I cannot comment and I cannot confirm that because during the retrieval operation there are a lot of first responder. So again, for the BFP release to retrieve and advise that and give that to SOCO for processing. But on the items lost, I don't have any idea on that now.
So, thank you, sir. So, I'd like to state lang that there were indeed items lost from the deceased people. But we have to, who will itemize or be responsible for these items that were lost?
Well, with due respect to our counterparts, the protocol on the retrieval operation is under the BFP once the clearance is already done. Then the SOCO will process in order for the identification of the victim. So yun po yung protocol. But on the items recovered, I think part of the functions of the SOCO is also to list down any items recovered. That will be part of the identification. But for the lost item, I don't have any ideas on how or where that items hindi ho namin nakita. Wala ho kaming napansin na gano'n. Only one guy, which is in the hallway, na common ko siya makikita kasi nadadaanan ko siya doon. He's the siya yung may pinakamalayo na location doon saan po nilagay yung mga victims recovered.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mr. Sian, is it possible to get a CCTV footage of the area, the areas where the bodies were found, so that we will see if somebody is looting anybody, looting the bodies with their personal stuff, etc.
Your Honor, as you mentioned earlier, yung lahat ng cameras on the second floor gaming by 12:33 hindi na ho gumagana. So after that, there's no way for us to capture the footages.
Okay. Anyway, there was a motion earlier that we will submit all videos from May 31 to June 3.
Your Honor, can we just answer that question?
Yes.
Yung kung may mga queries na ganyan, tama po, in fairness to the personnel of BFP, hindi po nila responsibility yon. The SOCO will process it. Kung may na-recover po yung mga SOCO, if there are all concerns po ng mga ganun, ma'am, you can refer it to the investigators doon sa Southern Police District. If we have those personal items, we'll be gladly turn over them to their relatives po.
Thank you very much. Okay, we now proceed. The Honorable Bing Bong Crisostomo is recognized. Silence.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to address this to my questions to Superintendent Tomasa Apolinario. Is he here? in your chronology of events, I noticed that the information first arrived to you at 2:10 a.m. Then the team of so-and-so came by, the team of Parameda, the initial deployment, and then the team of TMRU arrived, the team of SRU arrived, the team of, and then you arrived at 12:30 a.m. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. This is, sir, our time here is, we have
real time
limit of 10 minutes.
Yes, so it's within 20 minutes. In the 20 minutes that you narrated the chronology of events, there was no mention of any apprehension of the gunman. And you arrived, again, the arrival of Pasay at 12:40 p.m., the arrival of Pasay Chief City, Disaster Resurrection, the establishment of Advanced Command, PG Oscar Albayalde arrived with 7 personnel on board. The following SPD arrived, the SRU. There was no mention at all that you were searching for the gunman. It was only at 1:10 a.m., 40 minutes after you arrived, that the name of that the suspect was mentioned in your chronology of events. Suspect, while attempting to extricate the building to docking area complex, it was engaged by Team 3. And after that, at 1:10, there was no mention again anymore of what you did with the suspect until 1:50 a.m. Suspect was seen roaming around at 5 o'clock. He entered room 510, took out the lid and burned, and then there was no more mention again until at
1 minute late.
8:35 a.m. Veronica funeral alive. There was no engagement. You did not report that 3 times. You went inside the room to look for the body of the suspect. So may I know what happened when you arrived there?
Sir, if you can look at the time 12:25, and even upon the arrival of the first responders on 12:13, their duty was to cordon the area, assist people from being evacuated, and included in their mission is to look and neutralize for the suspect.
But there was no mention that they were neutralizing the
Sir, in the time of 12:25, it stated here that to assist the people and neutralize the suspect.
But so, did they neutralize? Were they engaged in a gunfire?
Yes, sir. Well, the suspect, sir, was very mobile, and we are not familiar with in the area because, first of all, it's a very big facility.
Well, anyway, going to another matter, is it true that 3 times, 4 times you entered the room where the suspect was, and it was only on the 4th time that you saw the body, that your men saw the body?
Yes, sir. Because I have a picture of the body.
That's why. So 4 times you entered, the first 3 times you didn't see it because of the heavy smoke.
Not only that, sir, because the room is very charged. It was burned, and it will take you have to look twice before you can recognize that among the charge is the body.
But when inside 4 times, you know, we are here just to investigate kasi kung may pagkukulang, paano pwede natin punuin? When you responded, did you not, seeing that there was a fire, did you not think of bringing gas mask so that you can enter the room where there are smoke?
Sir, the
Last question.
The incident happened very quickly, and my order was to
So
for
you
all
didn't
my
have gas
forces.
mask?
Yes, sir.
You didn't have gas mask?
Didn't have a gas
The troops, most of the troops were not able to bring a gas mask.
But you have gas mask?
We have a CDM master for CDM for rally.
The same question to the, what's a CDM rally?
It's for the, in case there are protesters.
Ba't di kayo nagdala ng gas mask? Alam nyo may sunog ulo? Paano kayo makakapasok?
Yes, sir. The initial report, sir, was there was a gunman.
Yeah, pero alam niyong may sunog.
Yes, sir. That is one of the fault of the SRUs who immediately responded.
How about Mr. Gomez? You said that when you responded, meron kayong team na may mga gas, wala ba kayong mga gas mask?
Yes, Your Honor, we have SCBA deployed.
O ginamit nyo?
Ginamit po namin, naubos po hanggang maubos yung gas mask namin sa pag-rescue ng mga...
Just last one question, Mr. Chairman.
Last question.
May I ask General Apolinario, if this happened in any casino, do you think it would have the same effect? People would still die or talagang may lapses lang ang RW? Kunyari nangyari sa iba ito. Mababago kaya ang resulta? Kung doon nagwala ito sa ibang casino?
Yes, sir. Sir, I cannot comment on that and speculate on that because actually that is part of the investigation we are conducting right now, sir. Security-wise and firefighting-wise.
That's why security-wise, you have seen the security of other casinos. Do they have the same security or is the security of RW laxer than the security of other casinos or other establishments?
Sir, I am not familiar with the security because it's the social who's the one who knows and is...
But you are in charge of peace and order, isn't it? You should know how to assess.
Yes.
Mahina security, ganyan.
Well, if we would just be asked, sir, if, on the ideal securities, of course, we would say that a security should have a firearm. Even if it's concealed.
So dito, tingin nyo may pagkukulang ang security sa...
Then again, sir, there are security that...
No, in your investigation, from your point of view, may
yes, sir.
pagkukulang.
I found out, sir, that in some guards that has no security, that has no firearm, but they have provision that they should have firearms just near. They have a firearms cabinet, which is just within reach. So even if the guard has no firearms, in just a few seconds, he can reach his...
In other establishments, do they have that?
I think so, sir.
They have that in other establishments?
I think it's part of the provision.
If I go down now and look at the security of NAIA, do they have a box where they give firearms, long firearms? If I go down there now?
I'm not sure, sir, but I think the Susha can answer that. And I think a facility that doesn't have firearms should have a provision to immediately get firearms in case there be any
so
problem.
Perhaps, Mr. Chairman, this is a lesson that
yes, thank you.
We should ask our Chief of Police to check the institutions where there are plenty of gatherings, especially where there's terrorism now, where people are gathered, so that to check if the security is. Because I believe, with what I saw, that it would have the same result had it happened even in other casinos and in other buildings.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Sorogo. The next speaker will be the Honorable Paduano.
Mr. Chairman, excuse me, just a rejoinder. I would just, thank you, Mr. Chair. I would just like to ask if our policemen have night goggles. Night vision.
Honor, only the special units have night goggles. Special equipment such as night goggles. Only the special units.
Okay.
Such as the special action.
Thank you very much. We now proceed. The Honorable Paduano, silence requested.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, may I address my question to the officer in the ground? The officer at the back of Police Superintendent, Chief Superintendent Apolinario. Anyway, what's your name in drunk?
Magpakilala po kayo.
Police Senior Superintendent Bartolome. So you're the ground commander during the whole operation. You arrive at around...
I was not the ground commander because I arrived later, sir.
No, but you're in the actual engagement.
Yes, sir.
Now, okay, anyway, yung first engagement was around 1:10 a.m. Tama ko ba?
Yes, sir.
Dung engagement yun, kasama mo yung dalawang security ng RW.
Nung nakarinig kami ng putok, umatras kami, sir. Yung first engagement, kung nag-forward yung isang security.
Ano yan? Pakiulit. Ano yan?
Nung nag-forward kami sa Manila, may pumutok sa likod, sir. Nag-withdraw kami. Kasi yung kinilil namin na area, may pumutok, sir.
Yun na eh. Ibig sabihin, ganitong tanong. So, nandun yung dalawang security ng RW. So, na Assistant Vice President na raw. Hiningi nila ang baril, nakachinelas, para rumisponde. Yun yung kasama nyo. Kasama kayo. Anyway, sa actual operation, sila yung agay, but don't we have coordination with the video cameras that monitors the whole area? May instruction ba sa kanila na nandun yung gunman, nandun yung suspect?
Not that I observed, sir. Basta yung last na nakita nila yung sabi ko. Kaya kami yung sunod sa case,
okay. So, ibig sabihin, ang guide nyo, alam niya yung buong lugar, ang guide ng dalawa, alam nila yung buong lugar, but there is no information coming from the video camera monitor na nandun nga yung suspect. Yung nag-guide sa inyo is only yung putok. Diba? Yung putok. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Tama ba yan? Mr. Gomez. Diba kanina sabi mo, ang punugan, the first engagement happens 1:10 p.m. And you're saying that all information you have get from the video, you disseminated to the PNP. Sabi mo kanina, you're talking with General Apolinario. Diba? Kay General Apolinario ka ba? Lahat ng mga information na nakuha mo, doon mo i-regulate?
Your Honor, yung ibang information po, dire-direct ako po sa ibang teams ko. Kasi as I mentioned earlier, I am acting as the ground commander. There are several units operating, getting instructions from me.
Okay. I will cut this short. Sa ground, doon sa mga tao mo. Now, yung EPP Presidency Security, sinabi mo, na umiram ng baril, nakachinelas, nakasama nila doon sa first engagement, hindi yan niya alam eh. Yung actual location ng subject, ng suspect, ng gunman. Hindi niya alam. May chance lang. And General Apolinario will relay the information doon sa actual troops sa baba. Tama ba, General?
Actually, kami dahil hindi po namin alam yung area. We are dependent sa Gabriela. We provide to a SWAT team and they provide the guide. So pagka meron pong report na nasa second floor, we immediately dispatch a SWAT team with their guide. So minsan may radio po sila. So minsan from the communication center, they communicate directly dun sa naka-dispatch na. Pero dito, marami po kami mga SWAT. Meron pa nga pong so pag meron naman pong report, we dispatch immediately. So most of our SWAT, kaya nandun po yan sa loob, nag-iiputan. Kaya po, yun po ang nangyayari. He is like the command siya. Sa PNP naman po ako, so he or the one. So, meron naman po direction, hindi kami based on the shot nilo. Meron po kami direction, meron po sila. At meron po, alam po namin kung nasaan. Especially mga society, their CCTV po ay 100 plus. Kaya medyo mahirap po talaga.
Last question.
Last na to.
Pero, meron po, alam po namin kung nasaan. It says on our site, your CCTV ho ay 100 plus. Kaya medyo mahirap po sa lahat ito. Hindi, pero yung last question. Last na to. Pero, yung officer po sa baba, sinasabi niya, hindi niya alam eh. Kaya nga nalito sila eh. Kaya ganito lang. General, yung actual na monitor with the sound, and siguro, including you, was 144. In the morning, namin nila yan. That's 144, di ba? Pero ang actual engagement nila is 110. And they arrived at 12:10 in the evening. Sila, ikaw, dumating kata, mga pastor din. Di ba? Ang point ko is, they're dreaming na talagang monitor nila, including yung kamera nila, yung lahat ng galaw, including sa galaw ng subject o ng suspect. Pero sa totoo nun, walang information na bumaba doon sa actual na mga tropa na nag-engage. And even you, sabi mo ang second floor, pero yung actual, pinakalas, engagement 110, tapos nakita, almost 2:30 in the evening, nakita doon, pero ang actual na body recovered doon sa Gannan is 6:20 in the morning. Diba? Yung sabihin, may problema doon mismo sa coordination yung PIP, Arga Julio, na PIP, kaya natanong ko sa nang, bakit ako sa tinatago nyo? Bakit inabutan ng 1:44 in the morning na kinordinan nyo sa PNP, Bilasap, para puntahan yung location ng kamera nyo. Bakit inabutan ng 1:44? Bakit hindi 12:10? Pagdating ka ng PNP, bakit hindi nyo itinalo ng PNP para makita nila? To make the operation faster. Diba? Yung first engagement nila, 1:10 in the morning. At sampa na. Diba? Hindi naman galing sa report yun. Then the suspect is in that room. Diba? Kaya kahit yung EVP nyo lang, ulang ka eh. Kaya nakapong labas.
Yeah. Response to the last question.
If you really know this book, tama yung sinasabi ko na talagang real time mo. So, hindi ko get probably said mo nandun sa patro yung sena o yung gano'n. So, people there at the lobby were acting on their own. Kasi kaya nga kung hindi nila alam na natago na siya dun sa isang remember kung nakatalikod siya, he would have been shot several times. Kahit ano bang nakatalikod siya. So, there's no real time business, no real time information here. We were not given real-time information here. So, yun lang po ang sinasabi natin dito. There was no real-time information from any CCTV camera or any monitor here. We acted on our own and we acted on delayed information that were given to us.
The statement.
So you confirm that the security officers did not fully cooperate with you?
Well, I couldn't say that, sir.
But you're saying that you operate on your own.
But what we probably notice here is that the money of the system is supposed to be within our eyes and ears inside that establishment.
Correct. Thank you very much. So I think that's where the problem lies. Okay, we now proceed. The majority for leader.
Before we proceed, who has control of the crime?
The SOCO, sir, and then it should be the SOCO, and now it's turned over to the investigators. It should be the SPD.
Is the area still sanitized or can we go and check the area? We would want to see, so we know what we're talking about, where it happened, the robber, where did the people die, kung hindi naman mako-contaminate yung crime scene. If not, the 3 chairs and I can just go, but kung pwede, sasama rin ito. Oh, we answer that query. Because we want to see.
Sir, we've already processed it 3 times.
So, pwede lang.
Yes, sir, but I think the area is quite still dangerous because there are hanging iron there.
We love dangerous.
We have been more than
So we will have to okay. So now we proceed. May mga hard hat ba kayo? Hard hat, Mrs. Ian. Is it open? Can we see the hard hats? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so we now proceed. The chair recognizes the Honorable Chiquiro Uno.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. As a former media practitioner, my concern here has to do with public information. May I ask Mr. Sian, first of all, when did you come out with your official statement?
The first bulletin came out at 2 a.m.
2 a.m. So everything broke out at 12 a.m. 12:15 was when you found out that there was somebody entering the premises. And then by 1:30, so you're saying more or less about 30 minutes after, how will you place it? About 30 minutes after you found out that there are people still inside the premises and that fire broke out, etc.
The first news bulletin.
Okay, let me ask, what was your first official bulletin?
Yeah, we have it here. Can I read it?
Yes. And I also would like to know how you put it out.
I'll pass it on to Attorney Alvarez to read the...
You can just read it, sir. Why don't you just get the piece of paper from her? Thank you.
Resorts World Manila is currently on lockdown following reports of gunfire from unidentified men. The company is working closely with the PNP to ensure all guests and employees are safe. We ask for your prayers during these difficult times.
And that's all?
Yes.
How did you put it out, sir?
There was media already on the site, and we did a press conference.
Did you have any questions at that time?
Sorry, Steve was the one who did a press conference, so I wasn't. Can I?
Okay, sure. Yes. Yes, Mr. Riley.
No, I did not answer questions at that time. I just gave a brief statement.
Why did you? What made you decide to keep silent rather than about what you already knew?
At that time, I did not have any further information.
Okay, the reason I ask is because there are a lot of speculation swirling around. In the age of social media, anybody can put out any kind of information, speculations, really so fear, not only in the people whose families were inside Resorts World, but everybody else tuning in inside the country and outside. We do not deem it wise to give more information, or at least to appease those who are already imagining invasions of ISIS and what have you.
Your Honor, the only information I had available to me at that time is what I mentioned to press.
And when did you have a follow-up bulletin or a follow-up press release or perhaps a press conference?
There was a follow-up bulletin to the press at 3:55 a.m.
What is your protocol when it comes to putting out releases or any kind of information, whether announcing events in your in Resorts World, or if there is anything that is of interest to the public? Is there a communications group that does this, that is in charge of this?
That's correct.
And they were not around at the time if you were.
We do have some public relations officers available later that morning.
Were you satisfied with the way the information was put out there, and do you feel that you made clear to the public what they needed to know about the situation?
At that particular time, with my first release to the press, I believe I gave accurate information known available to me, and also on a second update. Incidentally, we also had legal representation at that time during the first press conference and the second press conference.
What about for the families of those of your guests, the ones who were already there. We know firsthand that one of our colleagues, Congressman Don Gonzales, had no idea, had no information about his late wife and sister-in-law up until the following day. Was this something that could have been helped? Was this something that could have, that Resorts World could have addressed? Because really, you can imagine what these families were going through.
Your Honor, the question is fully understood, and obviously the stress to the families who are waiting for information. You have to be very, very careful the information which is released is correct. So to identify people who unfortunately lost their lives, we have to ensure that correct information is relayed to the families of such a press, not premature information, because it will take some time to confirm the identities of some of those who passed away.
So for anybody who feels that information was withheld or not given out soon enough, what do you say to those people?
Once we refer this on to our legal department, corporate communications.
Go ahead, and then I have one other question after that.
At a particular time, because there were I took the role of corporate communications because our corporate communications guys couldn't get back to the property because of the lockdown. And because of that, we were coordinating very closely with our security and PNP on what kind of information we can reveal to the public because the person was still being done on the gunman. Of course, we did not want to jeopardize their position and their operations within the information. So, as best as we can, we made sure as to assure the public to have every 2 hours an update.
2 hours? Every 2 hours? With the age of social media, tweets go out every minute.
Ma'am, actually, we use all channels for all of this information. There is, as we had material information which will not jeopardize the safety of the people inside the property, we immediately transmitted the report, made it available to the public.
Okay, but let me just move on. And please be heard from you that really your protocol or your decision was to put out information every 2 hours. That's clear, coming from you.
That's correct. Only because the material information check is, we have to take clearance from both PNP and our security.
Okay. And I maintain that that's probably not frequent enough. Anyway, moving on. I have a question about public address. Last question. Public address system within a hotel or any kind of establishment that has a lot of people swirling around malls. We know that there's fight in music, so potentially if there's some kind of message you need to get across to a whole lot of people in an emergency situation, would it have been possible to get on that speaker system and make it act like a public address system to inform those who are still in the hotel of what was going on?
Yes, ma'am, may refer you to our safety officers so that we can confirm that we will have a public address system.
Please. You're going to confirm that you have one, and you're also going to tell us whether or not it was used at the time.
We have, meron kami ma'am, 300 yes. One English, Korean, and Chinese.
Sinabi niyo po ba ng mga panahon na yun? Ano po ang sinabi niyo?
It's a pre-recorded, ma'am. So we just play it at the fire room.
Pero kung may override yung football, kung kailangan po ng live public announcement, pwede rin po.
During that time, we're advised to pre-record. So the location of the office is the basement. We could not no longer access it. No? So they pre-recorded.
So in short, hindi mo nagamit?
No, sir. Prior to the full evacuation, we have this pre-recorded.
Yun lang ang inulis-ulit ninyo. Pero kahit anong sitwasyon po, yun lang ang ina-announce, di ba? I can imagine it says something like, please find the nearest exit and go about it in the most so nothing more than what you would normally hear in a in any other emergency
circumstances that time, ma'am.
So nobody thought of using it. I mean, you're saying nobody was there, so nobody thought of going to that area. Was it in the area where it was smoky and dangerous?
Because of the security situation that time, ma'am, so we could not longer access the area.
Okay, that's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. The next interpreter is the equally hardworking Albano, Deputy Speaker, the Honorable Mylene Albano.
Ma'am, Mr. Chairman, meron lang importante pinapatanong yung boss natin. Well, did you attend to the victims? Have you gone to the wake of those who died, Mr. Sheehan?
Your Honor, yes, we have assigned various teams per family. Yes, I have.
To whose wake have you been?
I have, out of the 36, I have been to close to 25. In fact, if there's no hearing today, I would have finished all of them today, but I will continue until I see all of them.
You gave a sort of disturbance here because the text message here to me. President Duterte went to the victims. How about Mr. Andrew Tan? Has he been to any of the victims?
Your Honor, he just arrived, I think, yesterday. So I have not. I do not know if he has been to any of the victims yet. I have no knowledge.
But I'm wondering, how is Mr. Tan? He owns Resorts World, or what?
Well, it's Dr. Tan. Well, the company owns it. It started out as a joint venture between Alliance Global Group and Genting, Hong Kong, which is owned by the Malaysian investors. So it started off that way. So we continue to be partners.
Okay. Can you provide the information?
Yes. Thank you very much. In the future hearings, he might be also asked to attend. So now we proceed. The Honorable Deputy Speaker, Mylene Albano.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This question is addressed to the security team of Resorts World. May we know how, from the statements here today, it appears that there was one person monitoring the primary CCTV room, and he was earlier identified. How many cameras is this one person looking at when he was at the primary room and when he evacuated to the secondary room?
May I defer that question, Ma'am? Because the person, I think he's here to answer that question. Can I call?
Please do.
Mr. Chairman, ito ba nakapag-off? Yan ang sinabi namin kanina that everybody should take their oath now. Ngayon, na-oatin namin yan. Istorbo yan eh. Ha?
So,
but we already told you while ago, even those remotely.
So may I ask the Secretary General to please administer the oath?
Hold it. Are there others? Because I saw also the PESA head was not here when they took the oath. Were you here? Oh, she did not take her oath also. You might be asked for.
Okay, may we have other the PESA head? Meron ba ho dyan yung nag-oath kanina? At tingin nyo matatawag? Kung meron po, tumayo po tayo. PESA. Secretary General, please administer the oath.
And repeat after me. I state your name. Hereby solemnly swear that I will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth at this inquiry. So help me God. Thank you.
Okay. The Honorable Albano, please respond. Sumagot na po kayo.
Siguro po, please identify yourself for the record.
My name is Christopher Baviera. I'm the Assistant Director of Surveillance.
For
Resorts World.
Okay. The Honorable Albano is the floor.
So, sir, at the time, can you confirm whether you were alone in the CCTV room?
During the silent arrival,
we already monitored him because of the people.
Sir, when you say we, was someone else with you in the CCTV?
Are you referring for after the evacuation?
Hindi po. At the time that you observe, kanina po kasi
At the time of the observation.
Na
we are
ikaw lang po.
We are about 10 to 13 people inside the room.
Okay. And how many monitors, sir, were the 10 to 13 monitoring?
We have a lot. We have approximately 13 consoles, but within the 13 consoles, we have multiple monitors in each person.
So each person, sir, was responsible of how many images in one time?
Images should be approximately about 8 to 10.
Per monitor,
yes.
each person was seeing around 8 to 10 images. But you were saying there were 13 monitors inside the room and there were about 13 people there.
Yeah, approximately 13 to 15, something like that.
So one person was monitoring one camera. Ganun po ba? Or one monitor?
No, it's one person is about monitoring approximately 10 to 15 cameras. Because in one monitor, there's a multiple...
So total number of cameras, sir, that you were monitoring in that room would have been how many cameras po?
As much as possible, about 3,000 plus cameras.
So to reiterate, you're saying there were 3,000 cameras all over the complex, and images were appearing in 13 consoles?
No, not really.
Okay, so not all 3,000 cameras.
Depends on what camera they call.
You mean they can control what they see? It's not like all over the place, so you know what's happening at any given time?
On that time, when the suspect arrived, so we monitor that people are running around. So we focus on that area. So then we saw exactly the assailant.
Hindi, parang general question pa lang po yung sa akin. Hindi pa po specific. So, parang as a background lang, just to give us an idea of the work that is done in the CCTV room.
Sa isang CCTV, sa isang console, we approximately, depend on the manpower, about 13 to 15 people. So within one console, merong working area. 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5. One 32-inch monitor that consists of approximate. Because that monitor we can change. Pwede namin palitan yan from 9 monitors up to 21.
So you were saying when the assailant came, you were already specified. So, pwede po ba magtanong, ano po ang background?
That's 1 minute.
Yes. What is the background of the personnel manning those cameras? Are they in a position to make a judgment as to what is happening on the ground and what is the appropriate response for your security management team?
They were trained as a surveillance operator. So they passed all the tests and requirements of surveillance. And basically, lahat ng makikita nila, they always refer from a supervisor. So from the time na meron kakaibang act, because it's not a usual act, the people running around the place. So they immediately report to their supervisor and call my attention.
So at that point, sir, what was reported was there was this individual in the elevator putting on a mask, and when he went out, get the gun?
On that time, we don't know where he came from. We only knew from the time we backtracked na doon sa galing, even na sinakyan niya, hindi namin alam na.
So last question, Mr. Chairman, what was the first incident that you reported to your superiors, whether it's Mr. Gomez or his assistant?
Immediately when my operator called our attention, tumawag na ka.
To say? What did he say, sir?
Sir, may nakapasok, may dalang baril.
Asan siya? Yung nakapasok na siya sa lady guard?
nakalagpas na po siya yung nakita po ng mga tauhan ko na nagtatakbo sa prosperity.
Was that he had already passed the Navy Guard or nasa elevator?
Nakalakpas na po.
Okay. So hindi niyo napansin na nasa elevator siya, may mask siya?
Nakita na lang po namin yung during, after ng background, pati yung exact location niya kung saan.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker Albano. The next to speak is the Zamboanga representative, the Honorable Celso Lobregas.
Sorry, Your Honor. Your Honor?
Yes.
If I may be recognized just for a moment. Maybe when it comes to regards to the surveillance protocol, I can probably answer a little bit better than the actual chaps on the ground. Some of my past history was corporate surveillance, so I actually assisted Resorts World with their surveillance systems, so I understand how they work very well, and how the cameras would be monitored by a surveillance operator, and how it actually tracked individuals.
Okay. So you want to add to anything that he said in response to the...
Yes, just to clear someone. Yes, sure. Just to clear on some of the points which was made. It is impossible for any surveillance operator to watch 3,000 cameras, or 13 individuals to watch 3,000 cameras. They prioritize certain areas of the resort, and then they dissect into groups and have specialized teams watching different areas. It would have been the hotel CCTV team who would have first picked up on the assailant coming into the building. They would have then passed off those cameras to others, assisting assistants, so they could track them on multiple cameras.
Thank you. The next interpolator is the Honorable Celso Lobregas.
Thank you.
Silence is requested. Tayo po tayo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, we asked for a copy of the report that was given by the PNP. Was this done by one office? Is this a single report?
Sir, that report emanated from my office, and it went up through channels.
Yes, because if you look at the general background, it says here on 12/18, June 2, an identified armed man barged into the resort hotel. But if you look at the chronology of events, at 12:10, that was the time PO1 Francisco Villamor received a call that there was already an armed man that barged into the hotel. So how can the call be made even before the general background said 12/18 yung nag-barge yung sana? In the whole hearing, we were talking of timeline, real timeline. But just in your report alone, nagkakabulbul na eh. 12/18 sa general information, 12/18. Pero yung call was 12:10. Ano yung totoo? Ano na yung call? Kisa nag-barge yung tao. Albota.
Okay. Please, who prepared that report? Please respond.
So actually, our timeline is based on what we received. It is the PNP's timeline. I think the Resorts World have their own timeline also. There's a difference on the time.
Mr. Chair,
yes.
This report comes from the PNP, not from Resort World.
This is the PNP
report. You look at the general background. It says 12/18. And then you look at the chronology of events. 12/18, yung nag-barge yung gunman. Matapos yung chronology, 12:10, natanggap yung tawag. Nauna pa yung tawag kaysa dumating yung gunman.
Yes, please.
The time the call receiving the call of 911 was said at 9:11. So we cannot argue with that whether the time when the clock there is right or wrong. Probably the CCTV, the time of the CCTV is not synchronized with the time of our time. So there's always that possibility that the time of the CCTV are sometimes advanced or late.
Time ito ng CCTV, time nyo ito eh. Kayong gumawa ng report. pakitingin lang yung general background, 1218. Chronology of event, 1210. Una pang dumating yung call kaysa gunman.
Yes, Your Honor, but the time that was, I think, they based the time on the CCTV. They based the time on the CCTV. We based the time on the time that we received the call. So it could have been possible, Your Honor, that the time of the CCTV and the time outside is not the same.
From what I understand, there's even a law that all of us would synchronize to GPS. All of us would have the same time. So, this is very important because when you talk about response time, how many minutes dumating yung AFP, yung PNP, important yun ang problema. You report nyo lang, mali na. Anyway, I don't want to belabor the point because I have a very quick few minutes left. Mr. Chair, I understand from the invited guests, number 34 were other witnesses inside the RW Resort World. We are more or less hearing, and all the comments and all the statements we're getting are from the responders, the owner of the hotel, etc. Mr. Speaker, Mrs. Chairman, I would suggest in the next hearing we invite people that were inside the hotel, that were affected, because then we can really get what was happening inside when it happened. So I move, Mr. Chair, that in the next hearing, we definitely will invite people that were affected. Actually, the Resorts World said that they evacuated 12,000 people. Now, we should get some of those 12,000 people to testify so we can verify what really happened. I so move, Mr. Chair.
Yes, it has been moved to the seconded. The next hearing, the others that were in the hotel should be invited. So ito yung mga iba't ibang mga empleyado at yung mga kamag-anak ng mga nasawi. Because I know one victim who was able to text her husband, and the husband will be present in the next hearing.
Mr. Chair, just
yes,
last two questions.
This is the last question. Last question.
Okay. I noticed that we have the mayor of Pasay City here. We also have PESA that is also here. We had PAGCOR that was here. Being a city mayor before, when you issue the business permit every year, there should be a fire inspection. And I understand from one of the source speakers, he said that there was no fire inspection. So what is really the connection? Is Resort World under PESA? Under PAGCOR? Do they have to pass the city government of Pasay to get their permits? Who can answer that?
The Honorable Mayor is here. So he would like to respond first, then we will ask PESA. Both of them have taken that oath earlier, the Honorable Calisto. So you may respond.
Yes,
then PESA.
in Presidential Decree, PD 176, stated, 1716, Section 6, the administration's enforcement of the provisions of the Presidential Decree number 1096, other known as the National Building Code of the Philippines, in all zones and areas owned and administered by the authority shall be vested in the administrator of his duly authorized representative. He shall appoint such PESA. Now it's called PESA. EPSA, and now it's called PESA. Qualified personnel as may be necessary to act as building official who shall be charged with the duty of issuing building permit in different zones. All fees and dues collected by the building officials under the National Building Code shall accrue to the authority. So that's PESA.
Mr. Chair, the city government of Pasay has no authority, has nothing to do with any issuance of any permit.
Sa mga ano lang po yung other business, mayor's permit. Mayor's permit.
Pero, I think ang tanong ko ni Congressman Dubrigat na dating alkalde, maski na PESA yan, may karapatan ba ang city na siguraduhin na safe yung lugar at nakakapag-inspect ang lungsod ng... because kayo magbibigay ng mayor's permit eh.
Well, actually, sa concessionaire lang. Sa concessionaire lang nila. Pero sa PAGCOR, hindi po kami nagbibigay ng permit. So,
sa Resort World.
Sa Resort World.
Sa PAGCOR po hindi. Sa Resort World, yung mga concessionaire po nila, nagbibigay po kami ng mayor's permit. Mga Jollibee, yung ibang UCC, yung mga yung hotel, meron din po. Yung hotel, kami rin po.
So, yung hotel, no? Yung hotel.
Yeah. Yung hotel, meron po.
So, actually, kasi narinig ko kanina, walang fire inspection. So, sino nag-inspect? Kung yung fire mismo nagsabi na hindi kayo nag-inspect, sino nag-inspect?
PESA po.
Pero, Mayor Caristo, ang hotel, kapangyarihan po ng city yun. Nangyari po to sa may hotel din, ha?
Pag hindi po ito under ng tourism, pag under po ng tourism, yan po ay sa PESA. Pag hindi po under, sa city po yan.
Okay. Anyway, PESA.
Kasi under gaming din po yun.
May we ask for the response of PESA?
Yes, thank you, Your Honors, for this opportunity to hear the side of PESA. Because we've been mentioned in press statements that PESA has no capability. May I first inform the body that PESA is the biggest economic zone authority. So we identify and accredit economic zones of all types. And we provide incentives to the locators, the industries, and the economic zone developers or the owners of the land. We have two types of economic zones that we accredit. One is the horizontal economic zone, meaning the land, where the industries will be located. Another is the vertical economic zone. So these are the IT centers or the buildings accredited by PESA where IT or call centers and BPOs occupy. We also...
Lang po. Pwede lang po natin sagutin yung tanong. Kapangyarihan niyo ba ho mag-inspect at kaya niyo at may capability ba kayo mag-inspect? Doon lang mo tayo.
Opo, sir. With the authority provided PESA, actually we emanated from EPSA. So yung building permit, fire safety permit, we have that authority to issue.
Do you have the capability?
And we have that capability because we follow the Fire Safety Code of the Philippines. We have engineers and inspection teams who are trained by the BFP, by the DPWH, and in fact, 5 of our officers, inspection teams, are the top 5 officers of the Safety Organization of the Philippines. So, in the case of the Resorts World, we issued the building permit and the fire safety permit for the hotel facilities, not the casino. So, ang nangyayari po dito sa Resorts World hotels, dalawa po ang permit na kinuha nila. So they have permit from PESA as far as the hotel component is concerned. They also have a business permit from the LGU. Okay? So one of our requirements in PESA is for our accredited industries to have fire safety equipment. In fact, Resorts World has 2 fire trucks. They have 2 fire trucks. They also have complied with the gadgets, the equipment. And if I may read, PESA or the Resort World, for example, have 699 sprinklers, and they have automatic fire suppression system. They have complied with it. the fire and the jockey pumps, they have also complied with it. The sprinkler heads, pendant complied, the fire hose complied, the fire detection complied, and so on and so forth. That is provided in the fire safety code.
Mr. Chair. Thank you very much. Ma'am, we will have now to move on. Pero I think, ma'am, gusto ko lang iklaro, no? In-inspect niyo yan, nung binigay niyo yung original permit nila. Question, taon-taon, sino nag-inspect yan?
Yes, kami po. Nung tinayo po ang Resorts World hotels, no, there are 3 hotels, Marriott, Remington,
taon-taon,
no? No. Nung kinonstruct po nila yun, muna silang kumuha ng building permit sa local NGO.
Okay.
Then when they applied to PESA, kasi ang foremost of why they want to be accredited with PESA, so they can enjoy the incentives.
Correct.
Okay. Because it's part of our obligation to also issue them the fire safety permit and the building permit. So double to building and fire safety permit nila from the LGU and from PESA.
Yes,
Second, part of our role is we conduct inspection every year and issue them certificate of compliance every year. And we even require them to conduct fire drills twice a year and produce that certification. And all of these requirements that what were complied by the Resorts World.
Okay, thank you. The Honorable Obrigado, your last question.
Yeah, from what we gathered earlier, Pasay City issue the original building permit, we issue permits to the concessionaire. You issue permits to the hotel.
Yes, hotel. The casino,
wala.
Casino is operations. They issue the license to operate the casino. So ang nangyayari po kanyan, yung hotel component, 10 floors yan. Yun po ang aming pinisyuhan ng building permit at saka fire safety permit. And we inspect regularly. We require them to have fire trucks of their own. And we also require them to conduct a fire drill twice a year.
Resorts Hotel, how about it? Kasali yung casino?
Kasama na rin yun.
Kasama na rin yun.
Kasama na rin yun siya. Oh, because it's inside the, it's a mix. But we don't register the casino, only the hotels.
Mr. Radio Station, can we just ask the PNP or the Bureau of Fire to submit the floor plan where all the victims were found? So we will know what floor, what room, all the 37 victims.
Maybe also Resort World, you can give us the floor plan. You presented that earlier. So can you give the a copy of the floor plan? Do you have a copy now, please?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay. Now we now proceed. Thank you very much, Congressman Obrigado. Now, representing
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and good afternoon to all our colleagues. May I claim this question, Mr. Chairman, to Mr. Riley? Mr. Riley, sir? We know Mr. Andrew Tan as a very pioneering and well-respected businessman, causing tremendous increase in revenues of the national coffers. We have not heard from him. And does he know about the situation already, and what was his reaction? Shortly, sir.
Your Honor, you're making mention of Dr. Andrew Tan.
Yes, sir.
On a daily basis, I do not communicate with Dr. Andrew Tan. I can refer this question to Mr. Kinsey.
Mr. Kingston.
Your Honor, yes, we are in constant communication, and he obviously knows about this whole situation.
Does he have any official statement already?
There's no official statement from him, but he was the one who decided to immediately ask the release of the 1 million peso financial assistance to all the victims, as well as the 500,000 to the injured.
Thank you very much for that information, sir. A while ago, sir, during your presentation, you mentioned about okay, sure.
In addition to those, we have in the process of setting up a foundation, educational foundation, which will provide free education to all of the children overseas, all the way to the university. This is upon, again, the instruction of our Dr. Anton. And after finishing school, the whole group will be mobilized to provide, if the graduate wants, employment within the group, not just the casino, but within the group hotel, our property arm, our liquor company, or even McDonald's.
Okay, that's very heartwarming to know. That's, sir, a while ago during your initial presentation, you mentioned that the water sprinkler system did not fail you. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, if that is true, and if that happened, no, paano nangyari na nagkaroon po ng sunog, at nagkaroon po ng sunog that also caused the tremendous fumes? And the fumes indeed was the direct cause of the death of the 37 people. So my point is, if that sprinkler system was activated, then there should have been no fire that caused smoke. Then we could have saved the 37 lives.
Based on our readings, all of the sprinklers has been activated. Of course, the Bureau of Fire is conducting the investigation, and I'd like to defer to them because they're not authority. Once we produce the final report,
obviously, sir, it did not work or it is insufficient because the fumes was the direct cause of the death of the 37 people.
The sprinklers can put out the fire, but the smoke.
But if you put out the fire, if you are able to extinguish the fire, then there should be no fumes to speak on. And we should have the lives of the 37 who have been saved.
You mentioned about the car, where the tires were completely burned. And again, I defer to the Bureau of Fire to complete their.
Okay, perhaps in the future that would be thoroughly discussed. To Congressman General Sirito Plaza, ma'am, a while ago there is a testimony here from the Mayor of Pasay that with respect to the fire and building permits, they are exempted from it. I'm referring to the casinos because this is the subject, the casinos. Huwag na muna natin pag-usapan yung concessionaires like Jollibee, and let us not talk also of the hotels because those two are not involved. Sa casino po, ma'am, no, under your jurisdiction, you should have handled the fire and the building inspection. Tama po yan?
Yes.
So jurisdiction at mandate po yan, tama?
Napasama na ang casino area.
Okay. Did you know, ma'am, also that under the National Building Code, required po, aside from the smoke detector system, aside from the sprinkler water system, ay yung smoke extraction system. Alam niyo yan?
All is written ano yung nasa fire and safety code that we need to inspect.
When was the last inspection that your office conducted?
We conduct annual inspection.
Did you not?
Last time was October and then complied. Your Honor, if I may explain, the sprinklers will only open if the heat is 75 degrees. So
I'm not talking about the sprinkler. I'm not talking of the smoke extraction machine as required by the National Building Code. That is why I'm asking, kailan po binigyan ng clearance ang hotel?
As of October 2016.
Okay, wala pa po doon nakasulat na positive or visible ang smoke extraction system? Meron daw sila?
Compliant po sila sa smoke and heat detectors.
So obviously, even if those smoke extraction existed, it did not work at that time. Because if it did work, we could have saved the 37 employees. Right.
I understand, Your Honor, that those who were suffocated were inside the restroom or the rooms, which has sprinklers, but did not work because
Let us not talk already. Let us not be evasive, ma'am. Let us not be evasive. Let us just confine on the subject matter that I'm asking. This is the smoke extraction system. Obviously, ma'am, your inspector did not see it, no? Did not see na wala pong or insufficient ang smoke extraction machine. I think your office have to admit that.
perhaps the smoke detectors...
Because if it worked, all the 37 would still be alive. Okay? So, next question, Mr. Chairman, if it's still okay. May I just bring this question to General Albayalde, sir? General Albayalde, magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Can you help us here? Would you think that the 37 people would have been still alive right now, this moment, had the security people of the Resorts World been able to subdue that as a single assailant? Yes, of course, Your Honor. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Honorable Casquero.
Your Honor, can I just say a word?
Okay, a word.
The smoke detector works. The smoke detector, Your Honor, really works. The problem is, those who were trapped, accordingly, refused to go out. Kasi akala nila terrorism. Tapos
I think, ma'am, you should make a distinction on my question. My question, ma'am, is not the smoke detector already. Smoke extraction. Because this is a requirement as embodied in the National Building Code.
Yes.
Meron po.
At saka, ma'am, it's very hard to speculate na they didn't want to walk out. Anybody who wanted to walk out if they could. Pero I think you were not there, so that would be...
As we did our inspection, Your Honor, and in fact, some of those rooms where nilagyan nila ng balitada, chairs, tables, para hindi sila makapasok daw ng terror.
Ma'am, kung meron pong smoke extraction machine, the 37 people right now should have been alive.
Okay. We will investigate. Further. Okay, we now proceed. The next is the Honorable Ako. The chairs can interject.
I continue the line of questioning of the your charter is Republic Act number 7916, amended by Republic Act 8748. Tama po? And Section 9 of state in the last statement, the PESA can provide and establish the eco-zones, internal security, and firefighting forces.
Yes, sir.
Now, this law is implementing
Yes, sir.
and Section 5 thereof says the President is authorized to maintain a firefighting force to ensure the enforcement of existing laws and regulations governing fire prevention and protection.
Yes, we do have.
Lawyers present here, Madam Plaza, would say that these are this provision in your IRR is ultra vires. Why? Because under Section 9 of Republic Act 716, the PESA is merely authorized to provide and establish the eco-zones, internal security and firefighting forces. The power to enforce existing national laws and regulations relating to fire prevention and protection was never entrusted to PESA by law.
Sir,
The foregoing conclusion is consistent with the provisions of Section 48 of Republic Act 7916, which provides that national laws shall prevail vis-a-vis eco-zone rules, regulations, and standards unless there is a clear intent in this act or other acts of Congress to vest the eco-zone specific power and privileges not otherwise allowed under existing laws. So, wala po. You are legislating unto yourselves the power to enforce these laws. Wherein the law, creating the PESA, does not authorize you to do that.
Can I, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. First of all, what PESA's authority was just passed when it was EPSA. And SBMA, the CDC, who are also economic zone authorities, enjoy the same authority. They also issue building permit and fire safety permits. So because we have our own separate territory, these are the economic zones, we are obliged to provide safety to our locators. That's why in public ecozones and in private ecozones, we have firefighters, we have our own fire trucks. Right now, we have a total of 62 fire trucks for our ecozones, and we have 59 safety inspection teams who are engineers in different fields who conduct the inspection. Your Honor, in enforcing our authority, there are two ways. One way is to inspect and to check the compliance of our industry locators. And this is where we master the inspection and the compliance requirements. Second is, if there is fire, we observe the alarm levels provided in the fire safety code. Like for example, if the fire starts in an industry that is level 1, it will be the industry itself that will have to put off the fire. If the fire grows bigger, we go to level 2. The ecozone firefighters and fire trucks will now respond. If again the fire cannot be contained, level 3, that means the BFP of the LGUs will already come in to help. Your Honors, let me be clarified. It is not our mandate to suppress fire. But we provided fire equipment, trucks, water trucks, and firefighters to protect and to provide safety to our locator industries. Ito po, ginagawa po para po ma-focus yung services ng PESA, ng gobyerno sa ating mga ecozones and industries.
Madam, simple lang po yung aking katanungan. Dahil ang sinasabi ko po, very specific po dito sa charter po ninyo that you're not supposed to enforce national laws, the building code.
Meron po, sir.
It is only in your IRR, not in the law.
Well, okay. Let us not be too technical. It is a moral obligation of PESA to protect our industries.
Madam, I'm not being technical.
Mr. Chairman, may I know if she's an appointee of the previous administration or this administration?
I'm appointed by President Duterte, sir.
Okay.
So PESA is already 22 years old, and we have been exercising this authority. And as I've said, we specialize only on inspection and compliance. But in the suppression of fire, hanggang level 2 lang po kami because it should already be the LGU and the Bureau of Fire Protection that should help in the suppression of the fire incidents.
Kaya ko po clarify ito, Madam, dahil yung fire po sa Cavite, binar yung Bureau of Fire Protection na pumasok. Yes.
No, that's wrong.
That's the claim there in one. I believe Congressman Tolentino is no longer around, but this morning he was one of the early birds. He was telling me that.
Sir, are you talking of the HTI fire?
Yes.
Okay. Unfortunately, we have been waiting for the final report of the Bureau of Fire Protection, which up to now there was no official report yet. But in fairness to our locator industry, the HTI, they own 5 fire trucks and 2 water trucks. And then the economic zone has also 3 fire trucks and firefighters. So again, because it was malfunction of a machine, and then marami po kasing chemicals, no? Maraming chemicals sa surrounding. Doon po kaya nag-explode, no? Ngayon, if we go by record, we are now 22 years old, yet sa 22 years old ng PESA, there are only 5 fire incidents that happened. And the 3 were, all of them were contained. There were no casualty except the latest in the HTI. The casualty was those heroes who we trained and had suffered third-degree burns.
Madam, kasi yung tanong ko lang po simple. So, let me remind the resource persons who are present today about the rule which I stated a while ago, that the resource persons are also reminded to directly answer the questions and to keep their answers short and clear. Let's observe this simply because there are so many legislators around who would like to ask questions. So,
Your Honor,
the resource persons are reminded.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, the Honorable Ako. Okay, we're only in number 13, and we have 65 interpreters. So I have 53 interpreters to go. So I hope you understand why we have to keep it short, sweet, and simple. Okay, let's not go around. If it can be answered with a yes or no, and in one sentence, please do so. Now, we will have to prepare dinner if this will go all the way till. So may I know if everybody in the list will be asking questions? Yes. So lahat pa kayo magtatanong pa. Okay. Sige, so clear. So please inform the chair kung you're going to waive your time so that we can already take you out of the list. Okay? We do not mind being here until tomorrow morning because the instruction of the speaker is that we will have to get to the bottom of this and make sure that the facts and that the public should be informed accordingly.
So, Chairman, just one inquiry, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Earlier, the majority leader informed the body that there will be an actual inspection of the area. Will that proceed today?
Yes. In consultation with Deputy Director General Apolinario and Director Albayalde, pwede na. Pero batches of 10, if you want to come, 10 muna. So,
okay.
Mauna na kami, kayo magtatanong, maiwan na muna kayo at check namin.
Mr. Chairman, consider
one chair will be left behind kasi sasama yung SOCO 5 and 4 other members of this body.
Mr. Chairman,
nanting isa.
We will now proceed. The Honorable Eric Pineda is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Honorable Eric Pineda is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chairman, before we proceed, can I move for a 1-minute suspension, Mr. Chairman? 1 minute suspension lang po.
Who is requesting for the 1-minute suspension?
Chairman, just 1 minute suspension, please.
Okay. Suspension is declared.
Hindi mo kasama ng video yan. Sino lang?
Mr. Chairman, sino po yung sasama kay Majority Leader? Mr. Chairman, our resource person should stay. The assistant should go.
All resource persons should stay.
Pansamantala po munang nag-break ang pagdinig sa Kamara, pero ito po yung magpapatuloy. Kaugnay pa rin ng issue sa pag-atake sa Resorts World Manila. At kanina ho, ilan sa napag-usapan ay ang pagkusyon sa pag-lockdown sa Resorts World dahil hindi daw agad makapasok ang mga bumbero. Ayon naman sa Southern Police District, marami daw ang hindi nakapasok sa kanilang mga tauhan dahil sa kawalan ng gas mask. At hindi rin daw nila alam agad kung ilan ang salarin noon dahil sa usok. Ayon naman sa nag-monitor ng CCTV, agad nilang inire-report daw sa kanilang superior ang nakikita nila ng mga oras na yon sa CCTV. Kanina, bago po mag-break, ay nagsalita ang PEZA at sinabi nilang in-inspection daw nila ang Resorts World at sila raw ang nag-issue ng building permit maging ang fire permit sa hotel pero hindi sa casino. Pero nabanggit din ng PESA na gumana naman daw ang fire detector system ng Resorts World, pero sadyang natakot lang daw ang mga tao na lumabas dahil akala nila ay terorismo ang nangyayari. At kanina, nang mag-umpisa ang pagdinig ay presenta ng PNP ang pagkakasunod-sunod ng mga pangyayari noong Biyernes. Inilahad din nila ang resulta ng kanilang investigasyon at iminungkahi naman ng chairperson ng PAGCOR na si Andre Domingo na paigtingin pa ang seguridad sa mga casino hotel. Ito'y matapos raw nilang makita o makitaan ng butas umano sa seguridad ng Resorts World Manila. Samantala, balikan po natin ang pagdinig ng Kamara kaugnay pa rin sa pag-atake sa Resorts World Manila.
Kanan, at hindi ko magkaintindihan dito. Kung sino magkwentuhan, pwede ko kayo lumabas muna. Okay? The Honorable Pineda, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. What I want to ask is, was the group of Paramed aware that a hotel casino like Resorts World has a lot of CCTV cameras all over the facility?
Well, probably, Your Honor, they are aware of that because in any establishment, particularly in malls and in big hotels and casinos, definitely there will be CCTVs everywhere.
So, a place like Resorts World, which is very big, and to look for one or maybe a few assailants inside, would really require the help of such technology as a CCTV. My question is, if they knew that this hotel has that kind of facility and technology, why do they not commandeer or ask the people from the Resorts World for them to take over? So that, they can use this facility to track down the perpetrator immediately. Kasi it's time of the essence, di ba? So, they did not even, Mr. President King Susian, had the PNP requested to take over or commandeer the CCTV operation so that they can pinpoint exactly where the assailant or assailants were, would you have given the authority to them?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. General, yun lang po because, you know, the problem was they were coordinating with Mr. Arvin Gonzalez when they could have, you know, right there and then ask the chief security officer where is the CCTV operations room. And right there and then they could have gone there, they could have asked all the people inside, there were about 13 people inside, and they were even able to see exactly the assailant before he entered the premise. Yun ang pinagtatakaw, bakit hindi ho natin ginawa po yun, na it's just plain common sense. If I want to know kung saan yung kalaban, kasi general ganito po, may mga nakarating pong report na kaya ayaw daw po pumasok ng PNP sa loob dahil hindi daw lang alam kung ilan ang kalaban.
Let me make one thing clear, Your Honor. I asked where the CCTV cameras are several times. The CCTV rooms were evacuated. I think it has already been said earlier that around 12:20, the CCTV rooms were already evacuated. In fact, the first responders were able to see the CCTV, but our policemen do not have the technical know-how on how to handle the CCTVs. Now, when I came in there, I asked again where their CCTV areas. They told me that it's in the third floor. But the third floor, you cannot go there anymore. It's because of the thick smoke. No, every now and then po, palagi kong tinatanong, nasan yung CCTV area nila? It's there on the third floor and one on the lobby, but you cannot go there anymore because of the thick smoke.
So Mr. General, yung facility na nasa Remington, they did not inform you about it?
Yes, Your Honor. They told us about that facility only when the chief PNP came. Please.
Which was after how many minutes?
No, after so many hours already, Your Honor. No, hindi po few minutes yun. Hours na. That the chief PNP probably arrived past 3 or I really do not know, Your Honor. No? And twice we went there. Then twice I also asked, you have this CCTV, why you did not inform us?
Sino po ang tinanong
sir? I think, hindi ko po alam matandaan dahil pare-pareho kaming walang buhok dito eh. Pero ang ano doon, meron pong mga tao doon dahil meron po, I don't know kung dito, may tao doon, tinanong ko doon sa Remington, meron bang kayong CCTV dito? Bakit hindi nyo agad sinabi sa amin?
Yeah, Mr. Gomez, was that you who he was talking, or he was referring to? No, Your Honor. So, who were you coordinating so far as the Remington facility was concerned with the people from the PNP?
I was communicating with the PNP via General Apolinario.
General Apolinario, kayo po bang kausap lagi ni Mr. Gomez?
Yes, sir. Actually,
Last question.
Yes, sir. Actually, from the time that we arrived, we have already been communicating, exchanging information on the possibility of where the location of the suspect is.
But did you inquire from them about the CCTV operations of the Resorts World?
Yes, sir. Although we do not know if there's still the control, the CCTV control, but our communication is okay, and we were given targets inside the facility.
So if you were given targets inside, that means to say that their CCTV operation was operational pa. Because nabigyan kayo ng mga information eh. Ang gusto ko na malaman po dito, General, when did they inform you, the people from Resorts World, that they still have this facility that is working and can see exactly where the assailant was?
I cannot remember, sir, but I think this is when the chief PNP arrived. But even before that, sir, we are, all my SWAT teams are already dispatched, and they have their own guide from the Resorts World. So like, when they see that there's people trapped in the basement, they tell us, and we provide SWAT teams, and they provide the guides. So more or less, I know that they have monitoring inside.
Pero hindi niyo po ni-request na kayo na po mismo pumunta rin para makita ninyo?
Well, nagagawa naman po yung objective of giving us the area where we should go.
Pero hindi ba mas maganda kung kayo po nandun, nakikita niyo po mismo sa monitor yung tao at nalalaman niyo na ito lang pala kalaban natin, pwede na natin lusubin to?
Hindi ko lang po alam kasi na meron pang isang CCTV room.
Pero sabi ni Mr. Gomez, kayo daw po kausap niya lagi, binibigay ng informasyon kung nasaan po yung assailant na. So mean to say, meron silang electronic eye na nakikita pa rin yung tao.
Opo. Yun po. And at that time, ang trust ko ay kung saan yung information, we immediately go there. And we do what we're supposed to do, that is to assist trapped people outside. So if the procedure is working well, then nandun po ako sa focus ko sa mission.
Did you ba ho natanong kay Mr. Gomez na saan niya po nakuha yung information na yun?
Okay, last question na po yan.
Kung siguro tinanong ninyo, sasabihin niya, yung sa aming TV operation sa Remington. Kung nasabi po niya sa inyo yun, hindi ho ba dapat ang susunod na gagawin ninyo, saan po ba ito? Para makita namin in person kung anong ginagawa dito sa operation to, kami na mismo makakapag-direct sa mga tao po namin. Yun lang po ang gusto kasi sabihin. Kasi yung communications natin habang gano'n, tumatagal, lalo nagkakagulo eh. Pero kayo po mismo pupunta doon, at kayo po ang nakiusap sa mga operator na hanapin at pag nahanap, i-locate at i-pinpoint sa inyo, sabihin sa inyo kung saan yung location ng tao, mas madali ho natin sila nasumpong. Yun lang po ang gusto kong paalam sa inyo, General. That's all, Mr.
Thank you very much, Honorable Pineda. We now proceed. The Honorable Baby Arenas. Is she still here or did she join the ocular? She's not here. The Honorable Johnny Pimentel joined the ocular. The Honorable Renato Unico Jr. Ano po siya? The Honorable Ann Hofer. The Honorable Peter Unabia. The Honorable Paul Botawin. Dito.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Very quickly, perhaps many of my questions can be answered by yes or no. This one is for the Resorts World. Do you have a manual of security and evacuation plan or the standard operating procedures for various scenarios, like, for example, terrorism, fire incident, earthquake, hostage taking, robbery holdup, and others like accidents, medical situation, pag may na heart attack doon? Mayroon po ba tayong standard operating procedures or manual of operation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, can we request for a copy of those manuals and provide it to our committee?
Do you have a copy?
Certainly, Your Honor.
Please submit. Okay, immediately. Okay? Okay, they do have a copy. Okay, and I will be furnishing one, General. He used to be a general.
All right. For the PNP, do you conduct security survey of vital installations? And how often? In this particular case, the Resorts World had been operating for several years already, and I presume that a security survey had been conducted in that establishment. May we ask if you have conducted a security survey? I'm asking the Philippine National Police.
Who will respond?
That will be the Chief of Police who can respond that, sir. But I think you're right. The Chief of the Philippine National Police usually conducts security surveys in these kinds of establishments.
Okay, so I wanted to know if the Chief of Police or anyone in charge of conducting the security survey has a copy of their latest or the recent security survey conducted with the Resorts World management, in particular in coordination with the CSO, their
yes, sir. I will give you a copy, sir.
Yes, Chief Security Officer, no? So please give us also a copy of that security survey. For the Bureau of Fire, may I know who is the one in charge of Bureau of Fire who is present?
Hi, sir.
Okay. Do you also have fire security survey of vital installations, including the Resorts World? And when was that conducted? Can you please furnish us a copy, if any? Do you have? Have you?
Sir, that is the problem that we are encountering because the PISA is assuming the responsibility. Well, in fact, the Bureau of Fire Protection must be the one to implement the fire code. So yan po yung nagiging problema namin, sir, na pinay-question din namin. Ina-assume namin yung responsibility but the PISA restrict us to assume.
In other words, wala. Hindi kayo nag-conduct ng fire security survey?
Hindi kami pinapayagan, sir.
Okay. So, Your Honor, Mr. Chairman, we put that on record. And my last question is, for the LGU, was there an incident management organized or conducted to manage the situation when it arose? May I ask the Honorable Mayor, please? Wala na. Oh, yes, sir.
May we have the City Administrator to reply? Please introduce yourself, City Administrator.
Yes, Your Honors, I am Attorney Dennis Acorda, the City Administrator of Pasay City.
Okay.
Yes, there was an incident command system set up at that time. At that time, if you do go back over the facts, the first responder from the city, unless you consider the BFP, were actually elements of the Disaster Risk Reduction Management Office. But considering that it was the situation, they set up the ICS outside, beyond the threat area, if you will. I'm not a professional. They stayed on until late afternoon. They received the other disaster rescue elements from the other cities like Valenzuela, Quezon City, Makati, Pasig, and I think Mandaluyong. Yes, General.
Mr. Chair, may we ask for a copy of the report on the incident management?
Yes, sir.
We submitted to our...
Yes, the City of Pasay is requested that the report be submitted.
We will provide a copy.
Thank you very much.
Soonest.
Okay, so thank you very much,
Mr. Chair.
Congressman Patuil. We now proceed, the Honorable Serafika.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Earlier, napanood natin yung presentation ng Resorts World with regards kung paano pumasok yung ating suspect, kung paano siya sinunog, namarel. So, ang question ko lang, bakit yung mga client natin or yung mga naka-check-in doon sa loob, supposed to be dapat concerned din tayo doon. Kasi earlier, sinasabi ng one of the personnel ng Resort World, nag-concentrate daw sila doon sa suspect, which is dapat simultaneous po yun. Dapat yung mga kliyente o yung mga naka-check-in o yung mga naglalaro sa loob, dapat na-monitor nila yon dahil yun po ang pinaka-the best. Napakahirap po na doon tayo, tingin ko po nagkaroon ng fear of element. Yung ating mga CCTV personnel doon, parang umalis o hindi nila alam po anong gagawin nila. Napakahirap pong mangyari muli yun. Kaya, Mr. Chairman, nire-request ko po dito na sana po bigyan po tayo ng CCTV footage with regards to sa yung casualties na napaka-importante na makita natin yung before, during, and after the incident para at least makompute natin yung time. Saan ba sila, yung exact location nila at paano sila napunta doon na hindi nakita ng ating CCTV personnel. Napaka-importante po nun, Mr. Chairman. Yun lang po.
Thank you very much. We've requested that already. And there was a motion earlier, Congressman Serafika, na the CCTV footages from May 31 to June 3 will be submitted to the Secretary's office.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
For our own viewing and appreciation.
Ang question ko lang, Mr. Chairman, is make it specific. Kasi kilala naman natin yung mga casualties eh. So doon tayo mag-concentrate. At least alam natin yung exact location nila, nung buhay pa sila, paano sila napunta doon. Yun ang pinaka-the best siguro. Yun lang po, Mr. Chairman.
May question lang doon. Paano natin malaman kung sino yung mga casualties na buhay at sino yung nakahiga ron?
No, Mr. Chairman, yung ang sinasabi ko, yung mga namatay. Yung
Kaya nga, paano natin malalaman kung sino yung mga yung buhay sila, sino sila?
May copy naman, Mr. Chairman, ano natin, kung sino-sino po yung mga...
Okay. Anyway, we will look at the CCTV footage.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Maraming salamat, Congressman Serafika. Now we proceed. The next interpolator is the Deputy Speaker, the Honorable Ferdinand Hernandez.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Magandang hapon po sa lahat. I think I know that the purpose of the investigation is to look into the bottom of this, who are responsible, but it's also important that the purpose of the meeting is also to look into how do we prevent this in the future, moving forward. So my question actually is for the Resorts World. Now from Mr. Riley and Mr. Shan from the point of view management, and then Mr. Gomez, security. I'd like to know, in hindsight, given that we go back in time, what could have been done that could have prevented the death of 37? Was it lack of coordination with PNP? Was it lack of manpower? Security lapses? Was the CCTV located in an area that is supposed to be bulletproof or fireproof so you can guide the law enforcement agencies? I mean, I would like to know from the point of view of management to security of Resorts World, what could have been done that could have prevented this? So looking forward, how do we prevent this? And what were the mistakes that should have been corrected that could have avoided this tragic incident?
Thank you for that question, Your Honor. Yes, 2020 is a wonderful thing if you can look back and say, what can you do differently? We've done many, many drills every single year over the years. But the drills themselves are encased, to a degree, staged. So you know what the outcome is going to be, whether it be a bomb drill, an intruder drill, a fire drill, or others. Maybe we should be working closer with government bureaus on joint exercises. We do joint exercises, but say for intruder. Mr. Gomez, please update me if I'm incorrect, but we don't actually have joint exercises for intruder. It's something we do in-house on an annual basis. If I was to look at hardening the property again, I mean, sometimes we say, do we have too many security guards standing outside the door that it looks like a fortress? And it's supposed to be hospitality, it's supposed to be the gateway to the Philippines, it's supposed to be friendly looking. And then sometimes we say, is there not enough? Trying to get the balance. Well, I think we've worked out what the balance is supposed to be. So that's an area we have to address. That's an area we have to admit there may have been breaches and weakness. Was I disappointed that people left their post? Of course. When you hire agencies to do a job for you, I think that was mentioned earlier, you expect them to stand on their post. We haven't run through all the video as yet. If I can establish that people left their post to aid and assist somebody else to save their life, very credible, and I'll take my hat off to them. But if people left their post and people suffered, then that's something we'll address later. But with 2020 vision, I will be looking to harden the area, but at the same time, I do not wish to make it intrusive. It is a destination. These are hotels. It is a resort. It is a shopping mall. And I don't wish for it for an international traveler or even a domestic guest for it to look like a fortress. We have to find a way of balancing that. But that's not just for the Philippines. That's internationally. We have the same issue.
No, I agree that you have to do a balancing up between control and facilitation. However, in extraordinary situations, because we just had the recent incident in Marawi and you were told that you have to tighten your security, then, you know, I think this is not ordinary times. So a different approach should have been done. May I ask Mr. Shan, on the point of view of management?
Thank you, Your Honor. Maganda ho ngayon na we're doing this investigation because we obviously want to also get all of the information, get to the bottom of everything so that we can learn from it and see what areas we can improve on. As my colleague here said, hindi pa tahupos ang lahat ng reports. We would like to see them. Obviously, hardening some of the areas is one of those obvious things that we should do. Coordinating probably better with the police who have responded quite quickly, no? So they're also looking at maybe even materials, so all sorts of things, no? Evacuation plans. There's so many. We have to really look at the overall plan. Start from fresh again because obviously may namatay ho. So the things that we assume will work did not work. So titingnan ho natin kung paano ma-improve. Thank you.
Okay, from the point of view of the security head.
Magandang hapon, Your Honor. Sa perspektibo po ng security, that time really, it was a very challenging situation because we were dealing with two equally critical situations. There was an active shooter that was established and sinabayan din po ng pagsunog. Normally kasi kung may sunog, you would want to evacuate people as many and as fast as possible. Ang naging problema po, gustuhin man namin na i-evacuate lahat. At yung sa 12,000, pinilit po namin sa abot na makakaya kasama ang BFP, ang PNP, may sunog po dito, nagpapaputok naman dito sa iba-ibang area. So that really posed the biggest challenge at that point. So honestly, wala po kaming crisis management plan na sabay. We have an active shooter plan, crisis plan. We have, of course, the fire emergency preparedness plans. Pero yung halos sabay, personally, nung nakita ko yun, it was really confusing. But then again, sa perspektibo din ng law enforcement, and I understand po yung predicament nila dahil nakita ko personally. Gusto nilang suungin yung lugar. Kaso wala rin po silang equipment. Wala pong mga maskara, kulang po sa skaba. Yung maskara po namin, pinahiram na namin. Yung aming skaba, pinahiram na rin namin yung iba.
I'm only talking about, I will ask PNP and Bureau of Fire later. From your point of view, what should have been done or what correction should have been done that could have avoided this disaster from the point of view of the security head. So this is the time for you to be honest and accept mistakes so we can correct this in the future.
And communication po isa naging problema. Kung makita nyo po rin yung sa video, nakita na po yung assailant. Gagawin na lang, didiretsuhin na. So nagkaroon po ng gaps in between, which perhaps understandable dahil nga walang equipment, and of course yung communication. Communication actually yung isa sa kailangang improve siguro. Pero again, on our side, we repeat that communication protocols have been clearly established end-to-end.
Was it part of your security plan in a situation like this, you have to come up with your own command center where all the communications will have to be coursed through? So, mas maganda yung coordination. Kasi nakita ko, parang nagkanya-kanya na. In-evacuate mo yung CCTV area, wala ka nang mapifeed sa PNP. But you know, from the start, there's only one gunman.
To correct, sorry, Your Honor, but may I just correct? Madali po kasing i-connect yung mga bagay looking backwards. But then, the assumption that time, we have multiple gunmen. Because we've been hearing shots all over, tapos nasusunog na. So, hindi po talaga ma-establish ng lone gunman until the very early hours in the morning. Yun po yung naging challenge nun. Hindi po namin alam, even nung nire-recover na, hindi namin alam kung meron pa ba talaga sa iba.
So was there a misappreciation of facts because you saw it on CCTV that there's only one gunman in spite of several
that has been established po. Merong isang gunman pero di pa rin namin alam kung baka meron pa sa iba. Pero kaya po si General Apolinario, to be fair with him, nag-deploy po siya ng multiple teams. Kasi na-identify, na-locate namin yung isang gunman na tinutukan namin from end to end. Pero yung iba, hinahanap pa rin po that time.
That is as far as going after the gunman. Pero kung titignan mo, what happened to the rest of the 200 internal security? What were they doing at that time? Because you're only looking for one person.
Last question.
Yung 200 mo, sana nag-concentrate in rescuing other people, then we could have saved the 30.
Yan po ang ginawa namin. That's why, sinasabi namin na 12,154 po yung lahat ng tenants, employees, guests doon. Nailabas po namin 12,000 at least. Kung pagbabasehan po namin yung numbers na meron kami. Nalulungkot po kami talaga at hanggang ngayon nagluluksa pa po kami doon sa mga namatay. Di po kami nga nagkaroon ng panahon para magluksa dahil presidente, COO, lahat po ng official namin nakakalat po para mag-attend sa mga biktima, and at the same time, we're also preparing for this. We're not even given time to grieve. We're not even given time to grieve. That's it.
Madaling sabihin yung nagluluksa, pero hindi na natin mabalik yung panahon. If you could have done your homework, then we could have avoided this. My next question, same question with PNP. What went wrong and what should have been done? What corrections you want to make? Because after this, when they become operational, definitely you will come up now with a more cohesive and coordinated security plan. And I would like to emphasize the message of the speaker earlier. If one person can do this, without any connection from any terrorist group, how much more if this person is connected with a terrorist group?
Yes. Yusek Kuy will reply.
Yes. Thank you, Your Honor. During this incident, one comment or observation that was taken or considered was the joint operability of the fire team and the assault team. The Bureau of Fire may be well rehearsed with entering building establishment, and also the PNP SWAT teams may be well rehearsed also with regards to assault on criminal elements inside a structure. But having a fire at the same time, an active shooter, that's another thing. So this is one thing which we see to look into joint operability between the Bureau of Fire and the PNP. Thank you, sir.
Any comment from the Bureau of Fire?
Your Honor, with regards to the Bureau of Fire, if we can only inspect the establishment, then we can recommend some safety requirements that very much needed in the establishment like this. So kasi yung mga inspectors namin are restricted na pumasok doon. So yun po talaga yung talaga nilalaban na namin noon pa during the enactment ng bagong batas natin, yung 9514, na na-repeal na po yung sinasabi ni Ma'am Plaza regarding doon sa kanilang authority. So nasa amin po kasi yung full authority doon sa implementation ng fire code, na pilit nilang kinukuha yung authority na yon, because Bureau of Fire is the mandated authority na mag-implement, mag-issue ng mga permit regarding sa mga fire safety requirements. So yun po yung isang problema. So pagka na-inspection namin kasi, kaya in-insist namin yung aming authority to conduct inspection. At the same time kasi, doon na namin na-survey yung isang establishment para malaman namin kung saan kami position just in case magkaroon ng mga fire emergency. Alam namin kung paano atakihin yung establishment, kung saan kami papasok, kung saan yung mga fire hazard area ng establishment. So yun po yung mga hindi namin nakukuha sa ngayon dahil nga doon sa ini-insist ng PESA yung authority nila.
I'd like to make a clarification to PESA. I understand that you have the authority to conduct inspection, issue permit, and be the first responder. That is effective when your area is contained. Let's say when we're talking of Laguna or Cavite economic zone, yes, you have your facilities, you have your fire trucks, but not when the location is in an urban area where you have no capability to respond. You will have to rely to the national agencies. I think that you have to make the distinction in order to avoid this disaster.
Your Honor,
Mr. Chairman,
I may...
Mr. Chairman, point of order, because we don't want to be entangled into a debate between the Deputy Speaker and the Director General of PESA. We might just as well take note of that, Mr. Chair, because there are also a lot of other colleagues who want to ask questions.
Yes. The time is up already, Deputy Speaker Hernandez. So the last question has been given. So if you just have a manifestation.
No, I'm not debating with
he's not
Madam Plaza. I'm just making it more effective in responding to a situation where PESA is not capable.
Yes.
Okay. You are capable in your own area when it's contained. When it's in an urban area, you will have to rely to the national agencies.
Your Honor, if I may, I emphasized earlier that in enforcing our authority, there are two ways. First is we do the inspection and the compliance, checking of the compliance. That is where we are very, very perfect. The second way of enforcing our authority is when there is fire. So, suppressing fire, hanggang level 1 and level 2 lang po ang PESA. Kasi hindi po kami fire department. But we provide our own fire trucks. We have our own firefighters as provided by the law. So level 1 and 2 means from the company and then to the eco-zone, we can respond. But if it is level 3 already, it is already the obligation of the BFP, the local BFP.
Well, I think it's very clear that she's saying that they can't do it when it comes to the urban centers.
Level
Baka
3.
yung mga sa probinsya,
Yes,
yung
sir.
yung kaya nyo. Pero kung sa Manila na, NCR,
Sir,
hindi nila po kakayanin yan dahil wala naman kayo ganun karaming fire truck.
in fact, Resorts World is very lucky because they have 2 building permits and 2 fire safety permits. One from PESA and one from the LGU. So, BFP should not say na wala silang authority dahil PESA. Kasi meron pong business permit and the Resorts World also paid the fire protection, the garbage fee, etc. So, dalawa po yung permit ng Resorts World.
Okay.
So, pwedeng pumasok po ang BFP.
That will be a subject of another hearing. Okay, the future hearings because we cannot tackle this right now. And I don't think Resorts World is that fortunate.
At yan po ang pagdinig ng Kamara, kaugnay ng pag-atake sa Resorts World Manila. At ito po ay magpapatuloy kung saan inaasahang abot sa 60 na pong mga kongresista po ang magtatanong sa mga resource person. Kabilang ho sa napag-usapan na kanina ay ang pag-question sa pag-lockdown sa Resorts World dahil hindi daw agad nakapasok ang mga bumbero ng rumesponde. At ayon naman sa Southern Police District ay marami daw ang hindi rin nakapasok sa kanilang mga tauhan dahil naman sa kawalan ng gas mask. Hindi rin daw nila malaman agad kung ilan ang salarin nung panahong iyon dahil sa usok. Samantala, nabanggit naman ng PEZA na sila po ang nag-inspeksyon sa Resorts World at sila rin ang nag-issue ng building permit, maging ng fire permit sa hotel at nilinaw na hindi sa casino. Pero gumana naman daw ay sa kanilang pagsusuri ang fire detector system pero natakot lamang daw ang mga tao ng panahong yon na lumabas sa gusali dahil akala nila ay terorismo ang nangyayari. At ayon naman sa pamunuan ng Resorts World ay bukod daw sa 1 milyong piso na pagbibigay sa mga nasawi ay bibigyan din ng scholarship ang mga anak ng mga nasawi sa pag-atake dyan sa Resorts World Manila. Samantala, kanina sa pagdinig ay ipresenta ng PNP ang pagkakasunod-sunod ng mga pangyayari noong Biyernes. Inilahad din nila ang resulta ng kanilang investigasyon. Iminungkahi naman ng chairperson ng PAGCOR na si Andrea Domingo na paigtingin pa ang seguridad sa Casino Hotel. Ito'y matapos raw nilang makita ang butas umano sa seguridad ng Resorts World Manila. Ipresenta naman ni Chief Operating Officer ng Resorts World Manila na si Stephen Riley ang CCTV ng mga paglabas ng mga tao sa gusali nung nangyari po ang insidente. Ipinakita rin ng CCTV ng mga galaw ng gunman na si Jesse Carlos sa loob ng Resorts World Manila. Samantala ay ginisa rin si Armin Gomez, ang chief ng Safety, Security and Surveillance Office ng Resorts World at sinabi niya nung panahon na yon ay kanila daw naging priority ng mga security ang pagliligtas sa mga tao. Meron daw silang 250 security personnel nung nangyari ang pag-atake.